In his first known show of force as America's commander-in-chief, U.S. President Joe Biden ordered airstrikes on buildings used by Iranian-backed militias in eastern Syria.
Syria. Will that go down as one of the administration's great failures, do you think? And is the U.S. now impotent to affect the outcome there?
No, and no. It is not a failure. To be a failure, you would assume there was an alternative that could have been offered that would have benefited or been great in the greater interest of the security of the United States. Many of my fellow Americans view the future with fear and trepidation. I understand they worry about their jobs.
I understand, like my dad, they lay in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering, can I keep my health care? Can I pay my mortgage?
Back then, when I was in your position, I was suggesting we bomb Belgrade. I was suggesting that we send American pilots in and blow up all the bridges on the Drina. I was suggesting we take out his oil supplies. I was suggesting very specific action. Why, some of you ask, have I been so relentless on Serbia and Kostunica, who I do not trust? Why have I been so persistent in not providing aid for the people of Serbia, who are many good people? Why? Because until they look in their hearts, they can never cure themselves of the disease that they are the oppressed. And as long as they operate on that standard, this cycle will continue and continue and continue. So that's why, not for vengeance, but for release, I could make a compelling case before any jury in the world that you have every right, and the leaders here have every right, to seek retribution and let loose the dogs of war.
And I'd like to add my condolences to the families of those whose lives were lost during the wars of the 90s, including as a result of the NATO air campaign in terms of responsibility.
I spent more time with Xi Jinping than any world leader had by the time we left office. This is a guy who doesn't have a democratic with a small d bone in his body. This is a guy who is a thug who, when in fact they said we're going to set up a no-fly zone, that you can't fly through our zone. He said, what do you expect me to do when I was over there? I said, we're going to fly right through it. We flew B-1 bombers through it. We got to make it clear they must play by the rules. Period, period, period. The politically motivated jailing of Alexei Navalny and the Russian efforts to suppress freedom of expression and peaceful assembly are a matter of deep concern to us and the international community.
Many Russians who do know Navalny do for his sometimes shocking nationalism. Dressed up as a dentist here, he compares migrant workers to rotten teeth that need pulling out. And here, non-Russian intruders to cockroaches, smiling, you'll need more than a slipper to kill them.
Ну а в этом случае я рекомендую пистолет.
You're getting too old. You're getting too old and too lovely. What are you seeing? You've got very good taste, like your father. It's a pleasure to meet you. You have very good taste. Come on, this could hurt your reputation, man. You're going to have to go home and explain, what would I do with that Democrat? Kids, come on over here, okay? You ready?
Thank you so much.
Now, you getting in this picture?
Do I still hold five?
Right over here. There you go. You can put it away. Come on. Pleasure to meet you. Mom, you get ready to move. Come on, Dad. Hey, all the kids. You want to come up here and listen? Come on up here. Come up behind me. Because I'm not holding up between them and the pool, man.